This just in, Florida bans manga. Well, not quite. You know, I was just laying in bed scrolling my TikTok and I came across this video and I was like, oh, it's just a bunch of old people gathered around trying to ban books. But here's the thing, they weren't banning any book. They were banning a manga. And I was like, oh lordy, what manga could this be? Now, the manga in question is Sasaki and Miyano. If you don't know what Sasaki and Miyano is, it is a very popular, very wholesome BL series. And I know you guys aren't into BL, but I need you to listen. I need you to stay on track. I need you to listen because this is very silly because again, this just reaffirms that old people do not have brain cells. Like they've all died. They've all withered away, just like their peers. Let's take a listen to what they have to say about Sasaki and Miyano and why this manga was banned.
I'm not going to be voting to keep this one there, and I'm just going to tell you why. Again, I've read every one of these books alongside this book committee. This book it focuses on nothing other than a relationship that's inappropriate. You start the book, you read it.
Reason number one, homophobia.
You start the book, you read it backwards, you read it. I mean, it literally, when you start reading a book, which we've been teaching our kids from day one, you start at the beginning and you read from left to right, bottom to top. Not that book, you don't.
You know, there's a word for this that I it's just escaping my mind. What is it? What would you call that? Racism. Sounds like racism. Like you can't make this up. The fact that they're sitting here and they're just like, oh yeah, you read the book backwards. Other cultures exist. First of all, it's not backwards, right? Because in Japan, that's not backwards to them. That's how you read it. You read it from right to left and not left to right. But the fact that they have to sit here and be like, they have to make excuses to get over the fact that they're being homophobic as f, because let's be real, this is homophobic as f. That's the only reason they want to ban this book. Anyways, let's continue.
This book that we can offer our kids, and this is volume 1, so I'm not sure where this goes because the entire book is focused on a romantic relationship. So I'm like, if this is volume 1, where does the next one go? So
it's volume 1, so where does the next one go? I don't know. Volume 2?
I don't think there's a problem with it being backwards because it's Japanese, and it was a literal translation. Took the Japanese book and inserted the English text. So
thank you, Carol. Thank you. I don't know if that's your name, but you look like a Carol, so thank you, Carol. Some actual common sense here. Thank you, Carol.
I agree with the recommendation of the committee because it doesn't violate statute. And I was looking for it, but it didn't. So, you know, like I said, not necessarily one that I'm super excited about keeping, but if we're gonna, you know, I've tried to stick with that, what the law says, and I think that's where I don't think this one is violating the statute for us.
So those are the two reasons why they are banning this book. It's so funny because she like glossed over the fact that the relationship was inappropriate, right? She said the relationship's inappropriate. She glossed over it and then she went into detail about how a Japanese manga being read from right to left was bad. All right, but it doesn't end there because I have some paperwork. Oh God, this handwriting looks like it was written by a white mean woman named Becky. God damn it, Becky. Thank you, Jennifer, for providing the paperwork and the video. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, here it is, Sasaki and Miyano. Authors, Harusono Show, Media Factory, that's who it's published. It is free of pornography. What brought this material to your attention? The material was presented at the March 6, 2024 something middle school SAC meeting. Did you examine the entire material? No. Which is crazy to me because manga's not that long. I could sit down and I could read a whole volume of manga in probably like 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know, depending on how long it is. It doesn't take that long to sit down and read manga. They're being lazy. To what is the material do you object? Please be specific. Cite pages, pictures, films, sequences, etc. I object the entire series of Sasaki and Miyano because sexual orientation should not be encouraged, suggested, or implemented in our youth. All right, get rid of it. Get rid of all of the romance. Every single one of it. Romeo and Juliet, no longer allowed. No, if we don't want inappropriate relationships amongst the youth, get rid of it all because those are all relationships. All right, every single one of them. We should not be forcing sexual orientation onto our children. Okay, we should. Wait, I gotta turn on my crying, my sad toggle. Here we go. We shouldn't. The youth, they're so young and they're so impressionable. Yeah, we can't let them know that gay people exist. We can't do this to the children. You see how dumb that sounds? You see how dumb that sounds? And here's the other thing too. It's not like they're forcing this on a child. A child is gonna pick. First of all, if a kid is picking up Sasaki and Miyano, they probably like anime to begin with, right? They probably like anime, and you know, there's a lot of shit in anime that probably teenagers shouldn't see anyways. Like Sasaki and Miyano is the least of their kind of worries. Let's be real. Right, on to page 2. What do you feel might be the result of the student using this material? This material could be very offensive to a student. Children are harmed by being exposed to age-inappropriate, obscene, explicit content. These experiences can be led to struggles with porno, compulsive masturbation, sexual identity, shame, self-esteem, developing and maintaining healthy relationships. Sasaki and Miyano. Oh no, they're kissing. Are you scared? Call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. There's boys kissing on my screen. How dare they make out with their homoerotic feelings for each other? Oh, stuff like this makes me want to end myself sometimes. This sounds like Florida, ladies and gentlemen. In your opinion, is there anything of value in the material? I do not believe there is any value in making homosexual books available at school. Sexual orientation should be expressed in the safety of an adolescent's home. Do they not take home the book and read it at home? No, I'm so serious. Like, do you not read manga at home? If this material is withdrawn, what material of the same subject or format would you suggest as a substitute? I do not feel like the subject of homosexuality should be offered at school. Here are the other alternatives. Chainsaw Man. To Your Eternity. Young Miss, I can't read what that says. More book titles. Phantom Thief Jean. The 7 Deadly Sins. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Let's back this up just 2 seconds. Okay, so gay bad, but groping a 16-year-old when you're like 3,000 years old is totally okay. They didn't even look at the, it's like Sasaki and Miyano they only kiss in the book, while in the 7 Deadly Sins there is so much. Look, okay, if you like the 7 Deadly Sins, right? I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna judge you. Enjoy your series, okay? But I'm talking about the hypocrisy here. The 7 Deadly Sins literally has this and this. How are you gonna compare? How are you gonna say that's okay and the Sasaki and Miyano isn't? I don't know. A silent voice. Sailor fucking Moon. Sailor fucking Moon. Okay, for those of you who don't know anything about Sailor Moon, okay, as I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of Sailor Moon, okay? Sailor Moon is so gay. I'm not even joking. These bitches are lesbians. One of them is gender fluid or non-binary. You know, I mean, it's mostly headcanon, but kind of, because, you know, Naoko didn't really have words for it back then. That is not a straight cis woman. Usagi, literally a bicon. Hello? Mamoru in the Sailor Moon R movie has a gay lover. And then you got these 3 bitches who pretend to be men, and in the anime, go from being men to women. And this bitch is in love with this bitch. Let's not forget about these 2 as well. Sailor Moon is the gayest straight I've ever seen. And you guys want to sit there and ban Sasaki and Miyano for 2 boys kissing, but yet Sailor Moon has all of this? It just tells me they know nothing. And then, of course, we got Haikyuu, voiceover Seiyu Academy. Never seen that. This whole story is so dumb. Look, here's my opinion. If the manga is rated for teens, Therefore, it is for teens, right? It's not like it's a shmentai or anything. It's not like it has anything super bad. Allow teens to explore themselves, right? And what better way to explore themselves than in the safety of manga and anime? Even though there's a lot of really weird and fucked up in anime and manga, but let them explore themselves. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, Florida's being Florida. They will not allow a homosexual kiss, but they will allow literally so a big roped. All right, Florida, I see you. I see you. Again, if you like any of these series, there's nothing wrong with liking these series. I'm just trying to point out the hypocrisies, okay? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm here to talk about all the stories of weeb culture. If you have any suggestions, make sure you join the Discord down below. If you don't, I will find you. Suck on your toes. No, actually I won't. That's disgusting.